Hey guys, it's Don here from the board. Thank you for coming along and checking out this video. Now you might be wondering why I'm kind of talking funny and towards the microphone like this. It's actually kind of late-ish at night. It's a weeknight and my daughter is actually in bed at the moment, so I didn't want to talk too loudly to wake her up. Now ordinarily I try to do my videos sort of on weekends when there's opportunity to, especially if it's during the daytime when she's having her midday nap, because she is in that range bracket. But I received a package today and I thought, I really wanted to do the quick video on it just to express my thanks for Mitenolet, who's been absolutely super in sending me stuff this year to open and check out and review. Now, as some of you might realize and know and see from my videos, that I don't always shoot them and release them in sequence. Sometimes I have opportunity to do a lot of videos and I store them up in basically a collection and then I just pass them out. But sometimes, depending on things, if they are time sensitive or I've got a backlog of other stuff that's happening, or if it's in multiple parts and I'm kind of needing to stitch them together, then my haircut changes, things happen in the background, the light of day and so on and so forth. Those kind of things essentially give you a time frame of what happens in between. Now, the reason why I have this video happening is because I received another, I suppose, fan mail box today, and I really hate holding on to stuff that I am not intended to keep. And what I mean by that is I know that in this box there is actually some artisans that Mitenolet has generously sent me to do some reviews on. And so I wanted to shoot this video. I wanted to get this opened up so I could get into the contents at a later date for anything that I'm meant to keep, and then for the stuff that is needed to be returned to their rightful owner so they can enjoy and have a good time with those items, then I want to get those out of the way as soon as possible. So I thought I'd shoot this video first and foremost just as an unboxing, and to say, of course, thank you to Mitenolet for making this happen. I really appreciate all that effort that you go to as well, and your generosity. Now, he did actually say to me that when I open this up, I should take out the top sheet of newspaper and then close it up again. I kind of have an idea of what's happening there, but we'll do it anyway and see what kind of fun that Mitenolet has put together, apparently by accident. So, and I do apologize if I am talking a bit quietly and softly, because, well, that's what I'm actually deliberately trying to do here, and talking towards the microphone rather than towards the camera helps with that, since the volume pickup is going to be more directional. So let's switch over to the desktop and we'll see this absolute beast of a box. It weighs 2.05 kilos. So it was a considerable effort for him to actually post locally, and it's, I don't exactly have garlic bread size, but it's about 2 head lengths and about a face in width. We can see that at some point it did house stuff from mechanicalkeyboards.com, although I don't think that's where it may have necessarily come from this time. Now you can see newspapers already peeking through, and it's something about misses the point like this. And let's get this baby open. Yes, I know, knife safety I should probably always cut away from me rather than towards myself. But there's nothing like potentially being unsafe on the internet and then hurt myself and people coming along and checking out the video and going, haha, this idiot hurt himself. Not that I would advise you to do that for internet points, views and subscriptions, because it's probably not actually worthwhile for your own health and your health insurance, or having to wait hours in emergency and so on and so forth. So let's just see if I can take off that tape. Well, that's not very good. Alright. Doing a bang up job there. That's going to be dangerous, isn't it? To think I used to work in retail. Ooh, a bit of a sticky tape ASMR. Right there for you. I think I used to work in retail and do a lot of boxing. Boxology is what we called it in the shop. When a chick misses your point. Okay, that's a little bit weird. So let's see what happens here. I take out. I don't think it worked. Whatever was meant to happen, I don't think it worked. I've taken that top layer out and I think things may have shifted, perhaps shifted. I honestly don't know what I'm seeing here, but hopefully this is going to be safe for it's drawn something, and there's the eyes peeking through, but it kind of looks very mildly inappropriate, but in fact it is just buttons. Buttons on a lady's shirt, incidentally. Snake 2, Electric Bugaloo, Jack Black did a poo. Now he did actually send me a bunch of rhymes, well not rhymes, but riddles to try and see if I could figure out what was in here, and I think I kind of had a stab at it, and I think I had an idea of what was coming, but I'm not 100% now. I just want to see if this is okay, so I think that's pretty good that I can To the Don, here is Snake 2 Electric Bugaloo and the rest of Meetup prizes, except for the review bag of artisans. While you're at it, and when you have time to fix up Green Frogger Boy for me, surprise me. With Eye Patch, Drakengard 3, Metal Gear Snake Eye Me, Fish Cake Naruto, Ubiquito China, all buzzwords I have no clue. I really don't even know what I'm reading. Also check out those prize space bars. I think they're cherry profile, not OEM. Well, thank you very much, Mitenolet, for this lovely letter. I actually have no clue at all what you're talking about. I don't even know what Green Frogger Boy is yet, so we'll find out very shortly. So I'm just going to put that carefully aside. And besides shirt buttons, let's see what we've got here. Alright, so Cat Busters. Lovely. 90 Cat Busters in black. I think that's for the Sydney Meetup. We'll figure out how to make them actually useful for the meetup. We might put them into sample bags, but we'll have to make sure people know that they're Cat Busters. Good for testers purposes, but not for actual sets. Ooh, okay, so here we go. So here is a bag of artisans. I see. Okay, so we've got some froggies here, and it looks like they look like the jelly key kind of things, but I don't actually know who makes them, so I'll have to look at them in more detail. But these are the things that will need to go to their rightful home sooner than later. Now, I should probably I'm sorry, but it's not actually that late at night, but it is actually disturbing to look at that electric bugaloo because it makes it look a lot worse than it is. Okay, so this is wrapped. Let's leave the wrapping till later. Now, I do know that this Magiforce is actually for the meetup, and we've got some. Ooh, that's really pretty. So that looks like a Varmillo type of Sakura spacebar, but it's MDX. So is that like, I think this might be, well, it's from Autobau, but I think that was a mass drop. Okay, so that's one spacebar, and there's the other one. So Maple Apple Blossom. That looks actually really gorgeous. So we'll check them out in a separate video, I think. And here is a Magiforce. Magiforce 68. Now it has, according to this, black Gatoron, so it's a black case, Gatoron clear LED white with black keycaps. So that's what the label there says. I don't know if it was a mass drop or not, so now I do apologize, of course, if the volume is super low and you have to turn it up to hear what I'm saying, because I am kind of talking lowish under my breath. And if you do have to turn up the volume, please make sure you turn down the volume so that you don't blow your ears off when you have another sound source going off. So let's have a quick look at this Magiforce. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. So it is black. They're very light. They're linears, so I think they're definitely stock, whatever it is. And the cable and everything looks pretty much pristine. So that will be a lovely entry-level keyboard for anybody that is looking to get one and comes to the Sydney 2018 Mechanical Keyboard Meetup. Now it's going to be held on the 8th of December at, I believe, the Rex Centre in Potts Point / King's Cross. We don't have a lot of organisation happening at the moment. It's still 2 months away, but we probably should get a move on. That said, I did say that I was only promising a venue and some tables, so of course the heart of the meetup is not prizes and giveaways, but rather turning up and checking out keyboards and meeting other keyboard enthusiasts. So as long as you keep that in mind and you don't have great expectations, then I think we're going to be in for a good time. But we now have a Magiforce that will be joining that giveaway collection, that raffle collection. I think. I'll of course need to confirm that with Mitenolet at a later point, but thank you of course for donating that, as it were. Now this is the mystery box, and I can actually feel it's a couple of boxes in here. Well, it's 2 boxes that are wiggling around. So I'm sorry, Electric Bugaloo. Your precious wrapping is gonna have to come undone. Ooh, look at that. That's looking sexy, whatever that is. And so it's definitely a mass drop. It looks like Snake actually made it through. That's actually pretty cool. Snake has survived through the paperwork. So we've actually got 2 boxes here, identical, from Mass Drop, and they are still sticker sealed. Doesn't sound like it's rattling much, and ooh la la, look at that. It is Robo Keyboard Switches Halo Clears. So fancy. That's actually really amazing. And dare I guess and say that this will be Robo Keyboards Switches Halo Trues. So we've got a box. They don't sound like they've moved very much if they're packed in there. So we've got a box of clears and a box of trues. Wow, that's really cool. Of course, I'll have to check out what exactly the deal is with these, if it's just for review or not. But we'll see how that goes. So for those who aren't actually familiar with what these are, I'm not going to open them right now because obviously it's better suited for a different video than this, since this is just really more about unboxing some stuff and saying thank you to Mitenolet for sending it. But there was a bit of controversy earlier from the community and Massdrop and Input Club over Halo switches, which end up resulting in the Hako switches being created because of intellectual property disputes and commercial disputes about stuff. So it'll be really interesting to see how these guys are. Yeah, because I think in my switch collection I've actually got one of the Hako switches, but I'll have to go and check what's up with that and compare them to these as well. And if these are indeed for me to keep, then that means my switch collection and my keyboard library concept will have another 2 switches that will basically join the party, which would be absolutely amazing. So I want to wrap it up there, and once again, thank you so much to Mitenolet for being super fun and generous putting this package together. I don't know what's what except for that Magiforce, because that was already told to me beforehand, and I knew that these artisans are definitely going to go home. So I'm going to wrap it there, try and keep it short and sweet if possible. Apologize for the volume, but look forward to some interesting videos ahead, plus all my other regular content that I've already pre-recorded in advance of this that will happen after this. Of course, don't forget we have a podcast series, so if you've never seen any of if you've never heard any of our podcast, you can check it out at www.theboardpodcast.com. And of course, if this is your first time to our channel, please hit that subscribe button and check out our 100+ videos, and of course plenty more to come as well. So once again, thanks very much for checking out the video, and of course, as usual, until next time, happy clacking.